Hi, this is the second video in the Linux basic command series on Code for Geek, and I'm your friend Adesh. In the previous video of this series, we learned about the basic Linux command such as ls, cd, pwd and so on. But there are many more Linux basics command which you should learn in order to strengthen your Linux journey. And in this video, we are going to cover even more commands. By the way, every topic I am going to cover in this video has been covered on our website linuxfordevices.com as well. And you can check it out if you prefer a written article instead. I will of course link it down in the description below. Finally, let's get started. The cp command lets you copy files on Linux. It can be a file and it can be a directory, okay? So first, let's open our terminal and navigate to a folder in which I have stored some files using the cd command. And we learned about the cd command in the previous video, by the way. And then type ls to basically list the contents of this directory. Now to copy this test file, I'll type cp and then the file name, which is test, and then we will paste it in another folder, but with a different name. So let's say test copy, and then we will press enter. To verify if this operation was successful, I can just type ls again and see that test copy has been created. You can also change the destination of the copied file. For example, if I type cp test and then /home/adesh/downloads, this will copy the file to my downloads directory with the same name. You don't have to navigate to a directory to get the source file, by the way. From the home directory itself, you can type cp new/test file, which is the path of the test file. It is located in the directory new, and then we can specify the path of the destination. Folders can also be copied with the help of cp command, but you will have to add the -r flag. Here, -r stands for recursive, which means not just the directory, everything inside the directory will also be copied to the new destination. So let's copy our directory new to the downloads folder. Type cp-r new, which is our source, and then the destination, which is downloads. And then verify it by typing ls downloads / and yeah, the copied directory is present there. Now if there are files present in the destination folder which have the same name as the source folder, then by default the cp command will overwrite things without even asking you. But let's say you don't want it to overwrite things. What if it could just ask you what to do? Well, you can do that with the -i flag or interactive flag with the help of cp command. So type cp-i testfile2, and as you can see that testfile2 is already present in this directory and it is asking me to overwrite the file or not. So to overwrite it, type y and press enter, and if you don't want it to overwrite, type n and then press enter. Now this was all about the copy command, but there is another command which you should know is mv, which is the move command. As the name suggests, this command is used to move files and directories from the Linux terminal. You can also use it to rename files and folders, and we'll see how in a minute. For now, let's see how to move files with the mv command. So type mv file1 and then the destination, which is once again going to be our downloads folder. So /home/adesh/downloads and press enter. So the file has been moved. You can again specify the full path of source and the destination if you know the exact file and where it is located, like you did with the cp command. So if I'm in the home directory, I can type mv, then full path of the source, and then the full path of the destination. And it works just like that. If you would like the mv command to ask before overwriting things, because it does that by default, so you can use the -i flag, just like the cp command. So type mv-i and then the source file and then the destination. And if any other file with the same name is present in the destination folder already, it will ask you if you want to overwrite it or not. So y for yes and n for no. Since it asks this question for every single file, you can just use the -n flag if you don't want the command to overwrite things while moving files, especially when you are moving a large amount of files from one place to another. Now remember that I mentioned that you can rename files with the help of mv command itself, and you can do that by just moving a file. Think of it as a container which contains data. Data is the information of the file and the container is the name of the file itself. So when you type mv file1 new file, all the data of the file1 gets moved to new file in a new container, and in a way your file gets renamed. One more command you need to know is the backup command option, just in case the file does not get moved properly or gets corrupted while it's being moved. So to automatically backup anything while moving, type mv-b and then the source file and then specify the destination. And when you type ls again, you will see that a new file has been created with a tilde at the end. And this is just the backup of file which we discussed earlier. So that was it for this video. We only discussed two commands, which were copy and move commands. We also discussed the numerous subcommands of mv and cp command, which unlocks a lot of extra features which you won't be able to do normally in a graphical interface. Like and subscribe for more such videos in the future, and leave a comment if you have any question related to these commands. See you in the next one.